Positive energy and good vibrations from me to you. You have now tuned in to the Imperfect Fathers Podcast. Yo, man, listen. Positive energy and good vibrations from me to you. Yo, listen, this is RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman. And this is the Imperfect Fathers Podcast. Yo, fellas, say what up, man.
What up, good peoples? You already know who it is. It's your boy KB, the music extraordinaire, the future Grammy-winning producer, engineer, writer. Man, whatever it has to do with music, your boy's in it for the Grammys. Let's go. All the way from Cincinnati, Ohio. We back in it. You know, it's a very special Sunday for us. So I'm excited and ready to get in. Troy, talk to the people, man.
What's up? Yay. Yo, happy Mother's Day. Yay. KB bought us in with the mama. Right? Hey, y'all. Yo, it's your man T.R. Trouble, just wishing all the mothers out there very blessed and special happy Mother's Day. Listen, we couldn't even be here today doing this podcast if it wasn't for the mothers out there. So, listen, everybody within the sound of our voices, listen, you know what it is. We want to wish y'all all a very blessed Mother's Day. So, RJD, what's up?
Talk to him.
Man, you know what it is. Appreciate you, Aunt. Yo, KB, man, said dope. B2M Mama. That's a fact. Appreciate you, King. Yo, well, you guys know, man, it's RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman. This is like another dope week, and this is a phenomenal week because, like you said, we're here to appreciate the people that are the real reasons why we're here, right? None of us would be here if it wasn't for our mamas, man. So like, it's a special episode that we're gonna sit here and we're gonna just reflect. We're gonna have some conversations about our mamas, what's special about them, what's unique about them, what's crazy about them, and everything mama tonight.
Oh, that's you were saying something. You said what's crazy about him. I'm about to say everything, but
well, listen. Well, I'm gonna get slapped somehow another at the end of this episode, so it might as well start now. Mom is crazy. So before we get to our mama, we're gonna talk to the main father, though. You know what I'm saying? Before we get to the fathers, to the mothers, we're gonna talk to our main father. So, Father, we thank you for another week. We're grateful for another hour, another second, another day. But right now, we're grateful for another year that we can say Happy Mother's Day. Every mother out there that's under the sound of our voice, we want to take this moment to say thank you. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you for how you brought life into this world. We're grateful because we know that we can't do it. And we understand that it's a magnificent feat and it's something that we appreciate the most. So right now, all the mothers under the sound of our voice, we say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And God, we ask you to send your blessings down to them as you always do. Keep them and cover them. Give them the strength to be who they are in a magnificent way. God, we ask you this for every mother in the world. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen.
Amen. Yeah, how come you never let me pray, man?
Because you're a heathen.
Yeah, you got this dude over here in the back with the keyboard. Man, I love the Lord. I go to church. I fellowship from my bedroom, in my living room, in my dining room on Sundays.
Yo, listen.
I pay my tips.
You pay your tips?
Yeah,
I pay my tips. I didn't say tips.
I didn't exactly why he can't pray. His tips.
No, he said
I pay my tips. Tips.
Oh, your tips. Okay.
I honestly thought he said tips.
Yeah.
Well,
Troy is no telling, KB. Is no telling.
I mean, well, my 10th is a tip to the Lord. I mean,
right. He needs your tip. That's gonna get you far. That's
probably
another reason why you're not praying.
I want to go there with him, bro. I promise you, I don't.
I want to pray next week. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man, yo, Imperfect Fathers, man. Listen, if y'all want to see Troy pray next week, DM us, right?
No.
DM us if you want to see Troy talk to the Father, our main Father, on air, recorded live. You let us know.
I'm making an executive decision now. No, it's not gonna happen.
You act like I don't just got no act right, man.
Yeah, listen,
bro. You seriously don't have no behavior, bro.
I don't, but still, I mean, but the Lord knows I know how to act when it comes to talking to the man. Man, you know what?
Yo,
F the both of y'all. Get ahead and pay the bills with the sponsors. Never mind all the beats, so we can have our Mother's Day episode.
All right, you're absolutely right, man.
Just want all the mothers to know y'all goddamn hating on me. That's what it is. you just mad my prayer might be better than yours.
Yo, look, as he sips a red cup, he wants to pray, talk to the Father.
It's iced tea. I'm not even sipping tonight. It's iced tea.
Oh, all right.
There's some dope pictures behind you, though.
Thank you.
Nah, you ain't lying. I didn't see it till you said that. That's fire, though.
Yeah.
My wife let me be a grown man and shoot from the white room tonight.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Lisa.
Yo, she had you in the Crocs last week. Now you in the white room. Okay.
Oh, I can't move the camera down. I'm in my pajamas.
Nigga, we already seen that. Yo, to all our audio listeners, Troy is some plaid green pajamas.
Nah, listen, I just thank the Lord that it was on. Like,
I definitely can't sit my bare naked ass on this white couch.
Yo, listen. Yo, imagine. Imagine one of them Zoom meeting sessions. We had to edit the fire out of that. He might have got us thrown off Facebook and YouTube for that one.
Listen,
as a matter of fact, shout out to all Breakthrough Kings, man, that's checking us out for the first time. We know you're on the platform. We appreciate you.
Breakthrough Kings.
Yo, but listen, for another paid sponsor of the podcast, let's do our homework around here, y'all. Those guys over at Now and Never Entertainment for all your music needs, man, whether it be hip hop, R&B, gospel, neo soul, you name it. He even do a little country. I seen him do it before.
A little bit of rock and roll.
Hey, listen, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is, bring that man the project. And then all those speakers and cameras behind him and keyboards is not just there for looks. He actually uses them and proficiently. So for all your music needs, whether it be a project for your reels, or maybe it be a short clip, a short movie, whatever it is, man, holler at that man over at Now and Never Entertainment. And guess what? If you use the word imperfect, he'll give you 50% off on any beat in the beat store. Check that out. 50% off. So shop smart, shop black, shop Now and Never. Over at KB at It's Now and Never ENT. Yo, listen.
Yo, next week I'm bringing my little xylophone too.
So you're gonna do it like who was it? Pick up the pieces. Pick up the pieces. Oh my God! Nah, we go. No, that was the kazoo he was playing. My bad.
It was the kazoo. Tracy Morgan. It was the kazoo.
Pick up the pieces.
Next week I'm bringing my xylophone. I ain't playing with y'all.
Yo, listen. We got people in the comments over here going crazy already. Yo, Coach Love, what it do? Let me tell you, Coach Love.
Much support. Love you.
Yeah, we definitely love Coach Love because she always comes through. She definitely was for the support.
Coach Love, it is good to be seen and not viewed.
Come on. Wait. How's that work? It's good to be seen and not viewed.
That's right. It's good to be seen.
Right. Yeah, because you view bodies. Yeah, you're right. That's some. Is that an old stand though? Like, is that some old school shit? Because I've never heard that.
You've never heard that before? Somebody say good to see you, and he say it's good to be seen and not viewed.
No, I've heard good to be seen and not heard. You know what I'm saying? Like that type, but I've never seen the view.
No, that's what your mother used to say. You're supposed to be seen and not heard.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Shout out to Sharon for the backhand.
Right. Constant. Yeah, she had a backhand on Constant. Yo, but listen, we gotta finish our sponsors, man.
Oh, my
bad. All your
shirt
needs, right? All your printing needs, whether it be shirts, hats, cups, signs, you name it. Cassie's Classic Design. Listen, and if you use the word imperfect, she's gonna give you 30% off, right? She told me to let you guys know that. So any kind of design you need on your shirts, on your hats, and on your drawers. So shout out to all the baby mothers out there. If you want to put your name on your baby father's drawers, Cassie can do it for a low price. It's nothing.
And KB can play the Michael Jackson song in the back. These balls is mine.
Whoa.
Because these balls.
He has to go for that one. That's I knew it was gonna be one tonight. I knew it was gonna be one tonight. Had to get his ass out of here.
They mine. Oh yeah, they mine.
Yo, listen, Cassie Designs, man. We don't have no act right tonight, I see. So it's gonna be one of those episodes. Yo, listen. So check this out. If you want to get at Cassie, man, she's on Instagram. She's at Cassie's_classic_design. But if you're not on Instagram, which is crazy, but you still want to get at her directly at her email. It's cassiesclassicdesign@gmail.com. Yo, listen.
Yo, and happy Mother's Day to Cassie too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Appreciate it. Cause
and happy Mother's Day to Mrs. KB.
Facts.
Yo, as a matter of fact, and happy Mother's Day to Lisa.
Happy Mother's Day to Lisa.
Word up.
At least.
And as a matter of fact,
I even made her cook dinner today.
Right, on Mother's Day. That's how you do it.
That's what I do.
That's how you do it.
My hand is strong in my house. I don't care.
Oh, okay. Yo, now hold on. We're gonna see something fly. We're gonna see something fly.
You see, I ain't even react. Like I'm just like, yeah.
I'm gonna take it. It might even be a hand that just grabbed this nigga out of the shot.
So listen, y'all. You know it's Mother's Day, man, and listen, I just really want to reflect back on some of the crazy stuff we've probably been through with our mothers, some of the amazing things that we have been through with our mothers, and really just pay homage to our mothers, man, because listen, without them, good, bad, or indifferent, we couldn't be here today, man. So, you know, I just want to shout out to all the mothers that didn't swallow. We here because
I don't know what to say. I mean, I try. I can't hear you if you're saying anything, G. You went out.
Your mic is out.
My mic went out.
Yeah, when you put me out, your mic went out. Oh.
you back on?
Nah.
Yo, I this guy the truth, bro. I mean,
he's the best. He's the best at being the word.
Listen,
if I see one request for this dude to say the prayers next week, you revoke for a week. You can't listen.
I'm saying the prayer next week.
Man, we kicking fans out, my nigga. Like,
Yeah.
It's at that point, like we get a request for we kicking them out. Like
I'm not. Listen, it's about the mothers tonight. We won't worry about my prayer next week. It's about the mothers tonight. So I listen. I want to kick it off because I gotta say, man, I've really been blessed to not only have a mother that loves me. My grandmother raised me. So rest in peace to Odessa Freeman Tribble, who raised me. Shout out to Edna Mae Tribble, who gave birth to me. And man, I could just really go down the line of all the amazing Black women, mothers who just played a significant role, just kind of in who I am today. Man, I can just go down the line. Listen, Sharon Rhodes, Denise Newman, my godmother, Yvonne Jones, all the women that just helped to mold me on 25th and 118th Avenue, man. I mean, just an amazing thing, because women give us something that is, I think sometimes people take it for granted. And that's teaching us how to respect other women.
Facts.
Right. That they give us a level of, sensitivity, and man, and sometimes they teach us the game.
Oh, no question.
Sometimes they teach us the game, man. So, and shout out to all the mothers out there that whoop ass. Shout out to all the mothers out there that whoop ass. I think it's a lost art.
Yeah, hold on. You heard what he said. He didn't say whip ass. Whip ass. Yeah, it's a difference.
There was the pause between the
whip
and the ass.
Ass. You understand what I'm saying? It's a difference. It's a major difference. But yo, shout out, man, to every last mother, man. And like what I wanted to say now too is shout out to the mothers that were mothers, right? That their children are no longer here. I was on Clubhouse the other day and I got opportunity to I heard somebody say that and it struck me, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you don't think about that, but we celebrate the mothers and the women who have children and all those things. But I feel like a lot of times the women who have lost their children go this day is hard for them, right? Because it's almost like people who don't know them don't know their struggle, and they'll walk up to them and say Happy Mother's Day, and really it's a hurtful time. It's a sad day for them. So in this moment, I want to say to every mother right there who's no longer a mother, at the end of the day, you're still a mother. Facts. Even if your child is no longer here, you are still a mother. And I want to take this moment to say Happy Mother's Day to you specifically. Because that really meant something to me. You know what I'm saying? When I heard somebody say that on Clubhouse, it was like, wow. Because I felt convicted because I've never thought about that. You understand what I'm saying? I've never said like, oh, wow, that's the thing. So I want to take this moment to say Happy Mother's Day to all mothers, but specifically to the mothers who lost children, man.
Factos. Man, let me tell y'all something about my OG. That lady she speaks her mind and she could give a damn. She could give a damn what anybody thinks of her like.
And we know you grew up in the Haitian household, so you already know.
Listen, that lady, family been cut off, friends been cut the hell off.
Oh man!
And listen, it just didn't matter. But she spoke her mind, and I think that's kind of where I get it from in terms of like, I'm gonna tell you how I feel, especially if you pass away tomorrow, and all I would say is, dang, what's for dinner tonight? I'm definitely gonna tell you how I feel, and don't give a damn about it. Like, but I think that's where I got it from. But she was super strong, bro. She reared my brother and I, doing it for majority of the time by herself. Like I remember times I was probably like 6, 7, 8 years old, and she ain't have no car in South Florida, and you know what that's about. And she will be coming home, and we could see for blocks on down where her bus stop was. She would usually get off right closer to our street, but if she had to go to the grocery store, she would get off by the grocery store and walk the rest of the way home. And I remember seeing her like walking down the street one day. I was outside playing. I wasn't even supposed to be outside playing, and I seen her kind of like stop and put the groceries down, rub her hand, get her hand together, and then pick it back up and just to continue to walk. That was the kind of mom I had, to make sure that we had, like, she would get off and she would walk the miles to make sure that we was good. Like, I already knew I was going to get ass whooping, but at 7 years old, I ran up and got them bags. Like, you feel me? So, and after that, I was outside just looking for her every day. Like, what's up? Like, if we ain't had no milk in the fridge, I already know she's stopping by the store to get the milk. I need to be on post. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of woman that we are, my mom that I had. Like, for us, she going all out. So,
yo, shout out to Jasmine Tutton. She said, "What up, King?"
Indeed. Appreciate you, Queen. And if you're a mother out there, Queen, Happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Happy Mother's Day.
Absolutely. Yo, as a matter of fact, Coach, love, being that you always showing us so much love, I know you're a mama. So Happy Mother's Day, Queen.
Happy Mother's Day, Coach.
Appreciate you. You dig what I'm saying? So as much support as you show us, I know you should be, and you supporting that little, like, that king of yours times 10. So for him and where he's going in life, and I'm gonna say it right now for the future him, Mama, I thank you. Mama, I love you, because it's coming. Let me tell every mother out there, you are looking at 3 men on this stage that when it hit us, right, the sacrifice that our mamas made, I can't tell you when for each one of them, but I can tell you what happened for each one of them, because every man in his life is going to come to a point when he realizes and opens his eyes to the reality of life, and he only sees a mere fraction of the sacrifice you made for us. So as a man that still don't get it and still don't understand, but got kids now and is working my way to the understanding, we appreciate you mothers, man. Like, for real. We really do appreciate y'all.
And it's crazy. And I'm gonna tell you, man, like my grandmother raised me. And the crazy thing is I didn't really know, like, I can't even say we were poor, right? I don't even know really what we were like coming up, because there was always food in the fridge, lights, lights never got turned off. I mean, the one time the lights got turned off, somebody paid the price. My grandmother gave my aunt money to pay the light bill. She ain't do it. Grandma she put the hands to that broad.
Pause on her.
You put the hands to that broad on that one, but but yo, it was crazy, because my grandmother, she grew up on a farm in North Carolina. She brought her family to New York to give them a better life. She never really learned to read and write. My grandmother really kind of started to get educated when I was in like middle school. And she used to go to this joint called Big Sisters. I don't even know if it's still around on Merrick Boulevard, like Merrick and Baisley or something like that. So where she kind of got an education. But man, my grandmother taught me to cook, clean, sew, dance. My grandmother taught me to drive. I mean, it just so many things that we kind of look back and say, man, where would I be, if it wasn't for that woman? What Coach Love say?
I got you, Coach Love. She said, "Thanks, Kings. Y'all the best. I am. He is yours, RJD, in that mentor program in 2 more years. LOL. I let him listen to y'all when y'all not acting up." Yeah. We're not safe all the time to have us listening to us. Yo, we apologize in advance for the stuff that we say that's not correct for the young Kings earlobe.
We apologize for Troy.
Yeah, basics translation.
Let's just say, we apologize for Troy.
Yo, man. But yo, you know what I want to do though? I want to go around now, yo. So, and let's talk about a memory that we have of our moms. You know what I'm saying? I want to kick this off with mine. So it was, and this might sound so stupid, right? Because even me as a grown man, I think this is stupid, but it's stuck out to my mind. And I've never told my mother this. So when she watches this episode, I want you to really think about this. So my mother used to live across the street in Rochdale from my grandmother's house. And the walk from my grandmother's house to my mother's house was maybe like 10 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. And me and my mother would walk from there back and forth, and we would have fun on the walks. So one day, I would hit her and I would run, and she would chase me, whatever. So one day, I decided that I had these water balloons, and I'm gonna throw them at her. So she had this blue wolf cup, right? It was a blue wolf cup. I don't know where she got it from, but it was like this. It was like a mug, but it was plastic. And then she was thirsty, and she told me, "I'm so thirsty. I'm drinking this water." So as we was walking, I hit her with a water balloon, right? And I hit her so hard with the water balloon that it popped and it got her wet. She got so mad and threw the water at me that she wanted to drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was funny, but the little kid in me was kind of sad, because like I knew she wanted to drink that water. So when we got in the house, the first thing I did was I ran to the kitchen to get her some more water. And she asked me, she's like, "Why you give me this water like this?" I said, "God, I know you're thirsty." And she gave me a hug and gave me a kiss. Now, what people don't know behind the story is that my mother's not really a big hug and a kisser. So I can pretty much count on my hands, if it ain't a life-threatening situation, how many times we hugged and kissed. But let me tell you, that day she hugged and kissed me because she realized I thought about what she thought, how she felt. And so in that moment, that's the one thing I always think about my mother, is like remembering how she feels. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always call her, "Yo, Ma, you all right? You good?" I might rally up a little bit, get a blood pressure going on purpose. Hey, Sharon, the hell you doing? But it's something I always got to check on my mama, man, no matter what. So that was a moment that I'll never forget, just by the way she hugged me and embraced me in that kitchen that day, man.
That's
dope, man. That's dope.
Nah. I remember a memory of my mom, so hilarious. I think I might have been 16, 17 years old. And my brother had moved out. And my brother moved out probably when he was like 18 years old. So, and my brother lived in Boca. So I used to be back and forth from there because in the Haitian household, for the boys, as soon as the oldest one get a privilege, the youngest one is kind of grandfathered in. So if he had a later curfew, as long as I was out the house with him or at the same time as him, I was good. So one day I decided that I'm going to take off a little after he did. She wasn't going for it, G. She wasn't going for it, G. I'm like, dang, I already told these people I'm coming out. Da, 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 da. I try to straight get move it real quick. Like 16, 17 years old, like, and I'm thinking, what's your car again? So I pulled a swift one. I already knew I was gonna be in trouble when I get back to the crib. I'm 16. I haven't had a whooping in years. Man, I pulled back up to the crib, man. This lady waiting for me. She got a belt, got 2 belts. She had me one, and she got one. She was like, we about to find out who grown today. This lady, now mind you, I'm 6'1", 6'2" at the time. My mom probably 5'4", 5'5". This lady raised her hand to I grabbed her hand and I hugged her until she started smiling, G. I'm a grown 16, 17, bro. I grabbed her until she started smiling.
Hold this as long as you possibly
bear hug that lady, like, to this day. Like, that was the last time she ever tried some stuff like that. And to this day, like, I'm grabbing your hand and I'm hugging you till we decided. I'm sitting here I'm like, you gonna hit me? I'm your baby boy.
Grown. You feel like a grown baby man, right?
You understand me? But I ain't gonna lie to you. I was scared as hell.
Yo, nigga, to this day.
On facts, I'm more scared of her than I am in the boys in blue.
Yeah, I can say that. I can truly say that. I'm more scared of my mother than I am of any person on this earth.
They arrested me. Keep me in here, please.
And don't tell her. Don't tell her.
Don't come on. Just in here, bro.
Yo, Troy, I want you to get ahead because I got another story about that being locked up. My mother just found out a time that I was actually locked up, but she thought I was on way on vacation.
Hey, man. So, like I said, my grandmother raised me, but my mother, she was in and out. So, my mother had a drug problem, when I was coming up, but, she'd get clean, she slipped, whatever. But this one time, man, my mother went with me on a school trip. And we went to the New York Aquarium. It is crazy because I can't really remember if she was like still getting high or she was like, she was clean or whatever. But it's crazy because my mother has like a connection with kids. Like my mother loves kids and kids love my mother and they always have. But on this particular school trip, my mother kept calling me Get Low. Now to this day, I don't know why. And the crazy thing is she even remembers the trip. Like, so Sherman Hemsley played a character in some play or some movie, and his name was Get Low. I don't remember what the name of the movie was. But the whole trip, my mother just kept calling me Get Low, and she was singing this song. And all the kids on the bus, they kind of joined in, and it was embarrassing, at the time. And I was kind of like, I was a little annoyed with it. But I was just so excited to have her there because she wasn't always present. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was just, and I think that was probably the only school trip, that my mother had ever, been on with me. My grandmother couldn't go because she worked. But it was just, exciting to just kind of have her presence there. And I got over it later. And I remember all my friends saying, oh man, I hope your mother comes on another school trip. hope another mother comes on another school trip. And I was thinking, I do not want that broad on another damn trip. Calling me by some name I don't go by, man. But it was cool, man. It was just it's just the little things that we remember about our parents, man. Yeah. So shout out to Edna Mae Tribble.
Yo, listen, so I'm sitting here, right? I got hella stories on sharing, right? So let's talk about this one, junior high school, right? Now, y'all know me, I'm a slickster, right? I like to talk my way into things and talk my way out of things. And sometimes I like to fight my way out. But this time I knew I had myself in some trouble because me and my Spanish teacher never got along. You see what I'm saying? Like me and her, like she just had an attitude. I didn't like her. She didn't like me. So it was just like when I walked in, it was like, what up? She's like, sit in your seat, whatever. So it was that kind of relationship. So I thought that I would never have to meet her like at parent teacher conference because I didn't think she would meet up. My mother was like, yo, we going to parent teacher conference tonight. I was like, we are? She's like, yeah. And she said these magic words. She says, and the words that every parent asks the child before they go.
Anything I
need to know before I get to that school. And of course, me as being who I am, nah, ma, there's nothing that you need to know. I'm Gucci.
You hold it close to the chest, G.
Right. So I'm taking it all the way to the building. And she's asking me all the way there. Are you sure? No, I'm good, ma. So now, mind you, my stepfather is there now, right? Like, and anybody that knows George is George. So he's physically present. He's never there. Like, you know what I mean? He's a body. Shout out to my nigga. So, yeah.
So George he's just aloof.
He's just present. He's hello.
He be clean though.
That's it, yo. The nigga be thumbtack clean. You hear me? Sharp.
Yeah, Sharon didn't let him talk.
Listen. So, and I want you to imagine this. Yeah, he's not lying though. He's not lying though at all. Yo, so I want you to imagine this. I come into the classroom, right, and the teacher is y'all, right? The camera is y'all. You're the teacher. I know that it could get ugly in this conversation, so I purposely sit away from my mother. So my mother sits here, my stepfather sits here, and I sit here, right?
Smart.
Right. That's what I thought. I'm using my biscuits, right? I'm using them. So the conversation proceeds, and I knew something was gonna get crazy because she gets up and closes the door. The Spanish teacher closed the door. So I'm like, oh, you about to set me up.
She's about to go there.
She's about to let me have it. So I'm cool because I'm like, whatever's about to happen, I could at least wait to the crib. I gotta do what I gotta do at the crib. So she starts talking, and like, your son, he talks a lot in class. He doesn't do this, doesn't do that. She's going in. You know what I mean? She gave me the one positive that she gave me, and then she starts ripping off all the negatives. Right? So,
she didn't do the sandwich method, huh?
Nah, she that one positive. He's here all the time. He shows up ready for class. After that, it was just like, he doesn't do his homework. He doesn't shut up. He's very rude. And when she got to, my mother's one thing about the rude, she does not play it. She's with the respect. So when she said that rude one, my mother went from sitting back in the chair like this, right? She was sitting back. She said, yeah, and he happens to be rude at times. She had glasses on. She said, excuse me, does what? She sat back, right? So I'm thinking to myself, oh, she's super hot, but I could still just chill. So I'm in the chair. I'm on a slump. Look at the teacher like, I can't wait till Monday. I can't wait till Monday because I'm gonna let you have it on Monday. I'm on a slump. Yo, when I looked over to my left, yo, and I realized that she was looking at me in my eyes, and yo, when she looked at me in the eyes and made eye contact, yo, she stood up, reached over my stepfather, and punched me clear out the chair. I'm talking about KO me out of the chair, nigga. You hear me? Like, and when she punched me out of the chair, I hit the floor, and I'm looking up at her like, oh,
we on this.
She was like, yeah, what you thought? We gonna wait till we get home? Like, I told you where you do it as where you get it at. And let me tell you, that teacher started telling her all the good things I was doing. Oh man, but wait, he actually did do some of his projects. Yo, she was more scared for me than I was. So shout out to that Spanish teacher. Even though you got my jaw punched off, I felt your fear. I felt your sympathy for me in that moment. You know what I'm saying? I did. I actually felt you. So I appreciate you.
How was your behavior after that in her class, B?
Bruh, I think I was probably an A+ student. I couldn't speak no lick of Spanish, but I tell you one thing, there was no more noise out of me in that class. That's a fact.
Yo, you ever go to sleep to try to avoid getting an ass whooping from your mother?
That's the stupidest shit in the world to do.
Yo, so me and my neighbor one time, we was playing in the house. So I don't know what happened, but my grandmother basically told me like I couldn't go out the house. So my neighbor, shout out to my homeboy Earl Skates, that's my cuz. He lived down the block from me, so he here in ATL now. So we was in the house, and I thought it was going to be a good idea to play Flies Up. Remember Flies Up? Remember you throw the ball off the side of the wall? You don't remember Flies Up, kid? You throw a handball off the side of a wall, and it'd be a bunch of people in the back, and whoever catch it come up next and throw the ball.
See, you know, you're Troy. You remember we age difference, so you called that Flies ball. We called it suicide.
Okay. So we in the crib, just me and him playing Flies Up.
Oh, y'all are wilding. Y'all are wilding.
So my grandmother had these. She had these lamps, right? And it was them old school joints, the lamps that had like the trinkets that hung off the side of it. And it was like this big like ruby red shaped round bulb in the middle of the lamp. And yo, I went to throw the ball. And when I put my hand back, my homeboy Earl hit my hand. And the ball hit the lamp. I was like, yo, you gotta go home.
If you want to live, you got to get up out of here.
You gotta go home. So I hid the lamp, like I drew the curtains back, right? And kind of put the lamp so it was like behind the curtain. And I went to sleep.
Stupid.
Yo, do you know what it's like to be woken up out your sleep to an ass whooping? Do you know what kind of PTSD that gives you, bro?
Sadly, I do, T. Sadly, I do. Yes.
Yo,
I do.
And it wasn't. Yeah. And she was talking to me.
Yeah, look at this black mother laughing at us, Troy. This is a black mother. Only a black mother will laugh at these traumatic stories. I just want that to be heard, okay? Every black mother out there that's listening and laughing into our traumatic stories of our behinds being whipped, that's not funny.
About your ass getting whipped. Out your sleep. Listen.
Out your sleep.
But she was asking me while she was whooping me if I broke the lamp. And I'm thinking, you're not even giving me a chance to lie. Why you not giving me a chance to lie? Why you just automatically assume I broke the lamp? Man. And she's like, did you break my lamp? Well, you gonna stop hitting me so I can answer, goddamn?
Yo, it's so terrible.
And then it went from did you break the lamp to
why'd you
broke the lamp.
Right. In mid ass whipping.
In mid ass whipping. And then she was like, and you're gonna try and hide it.
It's the worst when you get a whipping for every word that they saying. Like you getting the hit for every that's when you get the syllable. It's the worst.
Every syllable, G.
And then
that's in their youth. When they're younger, they can do syllables. When they get older, it's the words. It's didn't I tell you? When they get older, it's didn't I tell you?
But Doc, the funny joint was I moved. And, my grandmother was real fair skinned.
Yeah.
So I moved and the belt hit her leg. Yo. She said, so now you're going to make me whoop myself.
Oh.
She said, so you're going to move and make me hit myself.
She put the onus on you now. That's so messed up. Yo, our parents is messed up. Oh, so you gonna let me hit myself now?
It's not my fault you giving a sloppy ass whooping. Like, why?
How am I supposed to stand still for this? I'm not Kunta. Like, even Kunta moved. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Even Kunta move.
Yo, but hold on. Let me ask you one more time. One question. Do y'all think it was right for this? Now I don't know this, and to this day I don't know why I did this. I don't know. So I walked into the bathroom one day, and I was in elementary school, right? And I think I was in like 4th grade, and I walked in the 5th to 6th grade. I was in the bathroom, and 2 of the kids was peeing out the window. So I was like, I'm like, okay,
I already know this can't be no good.
Like, I'm like, oh, this is the thing to do. Like the 6th graders is peeing out the window. Like, all right, like this is my rite of passage. So I didn't do it that day because I was scared. You know what I mean? So I came in the bathroom, the dolo, like the next day or two. I was by myself. I was like, about to go down. I'm about to pee out this window. Like, yo. So I stand on the heater and I pee out the window. Right? No problem. Just pee out the window.
Bueno.
I was feeling amped. Like, yeah, I did this. So now I could have been cool. I could have got away with it. For some unknown reason, the next day I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna pee out the window again." I pee out the window. yo, I don't know why I felt so liberated. I don't know. I felt so free.
Habitual window peer.
Yo, listen. So the whack part of the story is that the second time I did it, something told me to look out the window. Right after I did it, I'm looking out the window. Yo, I looked out the window. Now, you know, in schools back in those days, they had the gates on the windows, right? So you could open the window, but you couldn't look past no further in the gate. So I'm trying to slip downstairs, and I look down, and guess who was sitting downstairs? My principal. So I look at him, he look at me, and I run. I'm like, oh! So I run back to my classroom. Because, you know, ain't nobody know like what you was doing. So I'm running back to my classroom, sit back down in my chair. And I'm thinking to myself, nobody's going to say nothing. Now, all you hear is, boom. Miss Murphy, could you send Roderick downstairs to the office, please? And you know, all my friends at the classroom's going, ooh.
Taking the longest route there, G.
Bro, I get downstairs, and like I never had no fear of my principals at all, because it was like, whatever you're going to do is probably not as bad as my people's. So I walked in his office like kind of like this, whatever you're going to do type attitude. Yo, he didn't even say nothing to me. The only thing he did was just
pick up the phone and
hand me the phone. Tell your mother what you was just doing.
R.I.P. to that ass nigga.
yo, let me tell y'all. That walk from that door to his desk to get that phone was the longest walk I've ever taken in my life. Yo, when I picked the phone up, the first words out of her mouth was, "So what'd you do?" I was like, "Huh?" She said, "Don't harm me. Don't harm me. What did you do?" I said, but I was She's like, oh, so you can't talk? Okay, don't worry about it. You ain't gotta tell me now. You talk to me later on." And hung up on me. Yo, that was early in the daytime. You know how whack that is to have that on your spirit all day long?
All in your gut, G.
Yo, I had to poop all day.
That on your
spirit. Yo, let me tell y'all. End of the story is this. So I walked, like I used to have the I got out of school at 3:00. I had to be home by 3:15, right? Some days I can make it home faster than that, depending on like if I want to get home or not. That day I got home at 3:15 on the dot. I walked home as slow as I possibly could without being late. I opened the door, G. Now, any of y'all remember the cable remote controls from Queens? Cable, you probably don't, because cable is different. But Troy, remember the back in the day, the long remote controls from Cablevision, and it had the red button in the middle of it, the top with the power button. Yo, she stood up from the other side of the couch when I opened the door, y'all, and threw the remote control so hard it cracked me in the middle of my face. Pow! Right? It hit me. And when it hit me, I came in the door. Yo, she grabbed me. I was still in my clothes. She was like, "So you gonna pee out of windows?" Yo, she beat me throughout the entire house, y'all. Yo, she beat me throughout the entire house for peeing out of that window. I bet you one time I ain't never peed out of nothing else ever again in my life.
Yeah, that's funny. KB, what's your favorite meal from your mom's, man?
Man, there's so many of them, but I got one that I was just thinking about. Since we on this topic of ass whippings.
Yes.
I don't know what grade we was in, but my brother, man. Now we stayed on a real popular street. Like I promise you, it felt like everybody at the school stayed on our street. So one day, I don't know what the hell my brother did, but we inside, we chilling. My brother in his drawers. We in elementary school. For some reason, he decided he could outrun my mom. This dude take clean off. My mom, she's a runner, she's a track star. She on this nigga ass, bro. He might as well have kept it on the inside because that boy got an ass whooping outside, and everybody was talking about how he was running out that bit in his drawers. He was running, but he wasn't bobbing and weaving, bro. He got a bob. That lady was fast as hell. Caught buddy. It was a no-go for my G. I gotta ask him if you remember that joint, but I mean,
yo, your brother gonna kick your ass for telling that story on the platform.
Ain't no shame in our game, baby. Like me and my brother, we had a pact for real.
Yo, blessings to you, 6.
When my mom, she'll come in if anything broke in the house, bro. It's either you whooping both of our ass or you ain't whooping none of our ass. Like we just had that pact. Like my brother and I, we're real close, so. Bro, I just broke this.
Nah, we wasn't that close in my household. If
nah,
one of us is getting it, you on your own, nigga.
Nah,
hey, Tim, take that ass with me, boy. You better take that ass with me.
But I guess it's because that's how she basically taught us. Like, for real, she taught us to look out for each other. So the thing kind of backfired on her because we started looking out for each other on her. Like,
nah,
so
I'm scared
taking us both out. Or you ain't, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you ain't taking none of us out. Most of the time, she just ain't taking none of us out, for real. But it was a few times, my G.
Shout out to your brother, Tim Dockery. He graduated in basic training this week, too, man.
Yeah, shout out to the young king, man. Shout out to you. I'm proud of you, boy. The young king is definitely has made some improvements in his life, man. It's phenomenal. So I'm proud to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Yo, before we get up out of here, we're coming down to like the last 15 minutes. Let's talk about the women right now who has given us children, man. Let's talk about those mothers, right? I'm blessed, man, to have a wife and a woman that's as caring as my wife, Cassandra. Like when it comes down to like how she mothers, is like every day she continues to like blow my mind because when she doesn't want to, she does it. Right, when even when she doesn't feel like it, she goes. Like she's a nonstop, and she's that way for her children. So I want to take this moment to say, baby, I love you. Happy Mother's Day, and I appreciate everything that you do for not just me, but for our children and the growing up of our children. A lot of things she does now, especially in front of our daughter, it makes me a proud father because like I know like she has a great role model. You know what I'm saying? Like the way she acts in front of her daughter, the way she carries herself, the way she makes sure she understands what things are happening. I really am happy because at the end of the day, I made a hell of a choice. You know what I mean? And I pat myself on the back for that.
Might as well, G.
But at the end of the day, though, shout out to my wife, man, and I love you dearly, girl.
That's what's up.
Listen,
go ahead, Troy.
Nah, you first, King.
I was gonna say, shout out to both my baby moms. The first one, even though we don't see eye to eye on basically anything, in terms of the way she reared my son, like she was an educator. So in terms of education, that's A1 for real. She's for real a great mother. Not so much a great partner, but a great mother. And I created that beast. I ain't gonna lie. But story for another day. She's a great mom. You know what I'm saying? And to my daughter's mom, shout out to her. We don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. But in terms of how we're rearing up this baby girl here, man, it's nothing but shout out. I seen the sacrifices for real. I thought she went from a real hard woman to a very soft and motherly woman that I thought just didn't exist in her for real. So she surprised me every single day. So shout out to Ashley when it comes to that. So I love the job that she's doing. I love how you're rearing up my baby girl, how she can see it. She's an serialpreneur. When it comes to getting this bread, I already know my daughter's gonna be on point when it comes to it, like because she could look up and see how her mom does it and how it should be done. You feel me? So when it comes to that, nothing but love.
Yo, shout out to my crazy ass ex-wife. Listen, she gave me two amazing kids, man, but she crazy as
she crazy. Well, so. Shout out to the.
But you know, I mean, man, I love my children, so I got to say thank you to her for that, and then I got to say, you know, thank you to my wife Lisa, who has, you know, brought two additional children, you know, into my world, who I love. And from day one, I have treated them, you know, like they are my own. And, you know, I just have to say she is a phenomenal mother. And I love to see her jump into action. You know, the values that she teaches, you know, the way she manages, you know, our home is just something that, you know, you just, it's undeniable. And just the way that she loves, bro, as a mother, even when she's angry with you, even when she's upset with you, she makes you feel it, right? And I think that's something a mother's supposed to do. You're supposed to, you know, feel just how disappointed they are in you when you do something wrong. But, you know, she never turns off the mother. She never turns it off. So shout out to my queen upstairs. I love you. You know, thank you for, you know, making me an amazing husband. And thank you for being a phenomenal mother, for real.
Back those.
Word up. Yo, it's so crazy because we sit here and we have these moments, but it's like we say that, oh, Mother's Day is every day, it should be every day, but the truth is not. You know what I mean? Like the truth of the matter is really not. We don't celebrate every single day. But so in this moment, it's like, they do so much, right? It's like when you really think about what they do on a daily basis, it's a lot. So I'm just really glad that we have these moments that we, and even this episode, because what we don't realize is that, yeah, we do this now, it's live and it's gonna be seen for so long, but bro, whether I know it or not, and when we close our eyes for the final time, if this technology is still technology, this is gonna last. You dig what I'm saying? So this was going to be recorded and play on for the rest of our lives and until our children can hear. So it's like having these moments to really appreciate our mothers if they are here. And as a matter of fact, let's talk about our grandmothers right before we get up out of here. Shout out to the grannies, man. Like
the grandmothers.
Man, listen, and y'all know I can go for hours on this one. But when it comes to it, my granny, man, like Laura E. Jones, man, like that was my baby. We had so many conversations from babyhood up. Like I remember one of our last conversations, and the way she talks to me, the way she talked to me as if though I was still her baby. And I would always ask like, "Your grandma, you don't see me, I'm a man now?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know you're a man, but I still see my baby." So just her touch, her voice, her presence, what she meant to me. It actually catapulted me into the man that I am right now, because the truth of the matter is, and I'm gonna be honest, had she still been here, I don't think I'd have made the changes I made, because when she closed her eyes on that final day, I made promises to her, and I'm gonna keep it a stack. If she was here, I probably wouldn't hold the promises the way I hold them now. But she's no longer with us, and those promises I made to her that day, I can publicly say them, that I've never went back to jail. I've never picked up drugs. I never sold drugs again. So like all my promises I made to her, I've kept them, and that I'm proud about. So everything that I do now that she might not be proud of, I know the things that I've done that she is proud of, and I'm grateful to have her, to have had her in my life. And there's nobody like Laura Jones, man. So shout out to my grandmother. I love you, girl.
Yo, I gotta share the story. I gotta share it with you too, man. Because if y'all don't know, RJD and I, we share the same grandmother. So Laura Jones, listen, flyest chick in a wheelchair, man. Flyest chick in a wheelchair. So I've never known, same thing for Doc. We've never known Granny to ever have walked, right? So when I came along, she was already in a wheelchair. But yo, the fact that somebody who was technically was a quadriplegic, although she had use of her hands.
Yeah, she had to learn those. Like she had to learn those. She didn't have.
She had to learn those.
Right.
She didn't always have it. But the fact that somebody who was a quadriplegic in a wheelchair could instill so much fear in you, and she had to call you to her so you could get your ass whooped,
and you had to go, you would go to her.
You had to come. You had to come either stand in front of her or climb up on her lap in that wheelchair and take your licks. And if you tried to run, listen, she had a motorized wheelchair. She would corner you
in the
apartment.
And it wasn't but so big now.
Yo, she was Mario Andretti in the wheelchair, man.
Facts. Yo, Troy, let me tell you know who will get mad right now this episode? Shout out to my cousin Denasia. I love you so much, baby. But I'm gonna tell this story right now. Yo, Denasia was like, I think 4 or 5, something. And she did something. I don't know what it was. I was all the way in the dining room eating my food, but she did something. And Granny had a chair propped between the doorway, and Denasia was butt naked in the shower screaming, I'm not coming out. I'm not coming out. Yo, my grandmother said, I walked past the bathroom. She said, no, don't come over here, boy. She got to come past me at some point. She got to come past this chair at some point. Yo, Denasia sat in that bathroom for almost an hour. You hear me? Yo, she did not want to come past that wheelchair. Yo, when she finally did come past that wheelchair, my grandmother whipped her behind something vicious with that fly swatter. You hear me? With the fly swatter.
Denasia was the first person on Naked and Afraid. He was the first Naked and Afraid.
Yo, listen, shout out to my cousin, because let me tell you, if anybody gave Granny in that chair a run for their money, it had to be Denasia. Let me tell you, they had some wars, those two, and it was some of the funniest times I've ever witnessed.
Oh my goodness!
So, I swear it was some of the funniest. Yo, okay, what you got, baby?
Unfortunately, I never got to meet any of my grandparents. They were all in Haiti. It was just really my mom. My mom was the first generation to come here.
That's dope.
She was one of her first in her family, actually. So all her brothers and her sisters are all still in Haiti. So she's the one who came, and she kind of like she came and she paved the way for real. And
that's fire.
Yeah, my old boy, I didn't really get to know him until I was probably like in my late teens or whatever. So in terms of grannies, like I didn't really, the only grannies I knew for real was at the church house, and they kept it a buck too, like for real. Grannies at the church house, they'll give you that the strawberry candy or the caramel
or that ginger beer
or that caramel, but they'll tear in your ass too. You feel me?
That's a fact. Yo, man, we about to get up out of here because we coming down to the last few minutes, but we got to get up out of here. But every week we give a tip to the fathers, man. So this week, let's give a tip to the moms from a father's perspective. What do you feel like you can offer a mother that can help in these times with her, to the single mothers out there, or even the mothers that have husbands that have young men and women out there? So let's give a tip to the moms this week, y'all.
Oh man,
I'll say accept the help. Even though my mom, she did it a lot on her own, I still had people in my life who came in and gave my mom some relief. You understand? Like I had Coach Brown, who was around since like I was 6th grade, who I still communicate with to this day. my 7th grade math teacher, which was Mr. Blatch, he came around, and you know what I'm saying, like he would take us to the movies. Mr. Blatch or Mr. Brown would take us to the movies, take us to his house, you know, take us to church with him, you know, doing different kind of things. So if there's a man there and he's willing to help, allow him to help. You know what I'm saying? Like there's genuine people out here who wants to make sure that your kids is doing well. And you know, shout out to those kings who came in. So to the moms, like if you need help, say you need help. You know what I'm saying? And there's men out like there, like Doc, like Troy, like myself, who's more than willing to help any way that we can.
Yeah. So, listen, my tip isn't so much to the mothers, but this one is to the fathers who have to support the mothers, to the Black men out there. Listen, support the queens, man. They are giving us kings, princes, queens, and princesses. Listen, we got to support these sisters. Make sure they know how valuable they are to our communities. We got to make sure that they continue to feel unrestricted, undeniable love, right? We got to make sure that we respect them. We got to lift them up, man. You know, we got to support them. So if they are mothering and nurturing our children, we need to make sure that we do every single thing that we can to support them. Listen, if your funds is low, I get it. But damn, come get your kids. Take them out. It don't cost nothing to come get them. It don't cost nothing to spend some time. It don't cost nothing to tell them you love them. Give them a break, man. Bring them some flowers. Pull out the trash. Cut their lawn. Something. So.
Yo, man. So I'm going to say this. You know, I'm all about the confidence. So moms out there, the truth of the matter is everything that a young king is going to know about a woman is going to come from you. Everything from his game to his name, from how he carries himself to how he presents himself is going to come from you. So what I want to say is think about that man that approached you the wrong way when you was younger. Think about the man that approached you the wrong way as an adult. Make sure you're not raising a man that's going to approach a woman that way when he gets older. See fit that you raise his confidence level up, that he understand that he's not what's in his pants. He's not how he makes somebody else feel. He's more than that. And that starts with how you treat him and how you raise him. So make sure that all the confidence he needs and all the validation he needs starts within you from home, because he starts looking for it in the street. He's going to end up hurting so many other young queens out there, and that's not what we need. So with that being said, ladies, we appreciate y'all. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
From the bottom of our hearts, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We know we couldn't do this without y'all. And the truth of the matter is we don't. And
we got some little music. Go ahead, keep on.
Oh, okay.
You know how the pastor be like, I'm turning it out.
Oh yeah.
This is my secret on how to get a pastor to move fast.
Oh, okay. Yeah, as all the pastors out there, if you heard that, so if we start doing this to you, you know what this means.
Wrap it up, G.
Okay. Yeah, you know our motto is this, right? We always talk about the fathers, but the truth is, ladies, to the world, you're a mammy. That's all you are. But to your family, you're more than that. You're the world. You're the backbone of the family. You will keep the family together. We appreciate you, and we can't do it without y'all. We love y'all, and we want y'all to have a phenomenal rest of your day. But until the next time you see us, be good to yourself and the ones around you. And if you can't be good to the ones around you, it's okay. Get those folk from around you. Yo, this has been RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman, and this has been the Imperfect Fathers Podcast. Yo, KB, play us out, man. Dear Mama.
Wednesday.